Good morning, everybody, and be very welcome to today's edition of Mexico News Network's Daily Report. I am your host, Sofia Rattinger, broadcasting from El Dorado Royal Spa Resort by Carisma. We have a lot of new information, but before we start, don't forget to visit our website, www.mexiconewsnetwork.com, to keep you informed and also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Let's begin with information. Nanacamilpa and Españita are two municipalities of Tlaxcala, which during the months of June, July, and the first days of August offered an unparalleled spectacle. With a surface spanning more than 200 hectares, Tlaxcala's forest offered a perfect environment for the reproduction of thousands of fireflies that every summer gather and offer tourists and locals alike, along with incredible starry night sky, a vision the likes of which they have never seen before. These creatures can be seen from 8:30 p.m. performing a ritual which lasts approximately an hour. The females light up to attract the males to fertilize their eggs, which are then buried into the soil once the ritual is concluded. The sanctuary is located near the city of Tlaxcala, where you can hire diverse forms of transportation to any of its 2 points of access. Staying at any of Nanacamilpa's Eco hotels is highly recommended in order to fully experience this wondrous display. Eco Hotel Piedra Canteada, Villas del Bosque de Santa Clara, Eco Hotel Laguna Azul are but a few examples of where to book a night. The sanctuary has an admission fee of 100 pesos, approximately $6, and is open from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. And remember, if you do make your way there, don't forget to see Tlaxcala. It may be the smallest state in Mexico, but it has a lot to offer. A long time ago, nestled in the highlands of San Luis Potosí, a wealthy silver mining town was alive. A small town quite difficult to reach settled near the sacred land of Huicholes. Allow me to introduce Real de Catorce, an enigmatic town that is practically deserted today, only inhabited by approximately 1,300 people. However, every weekend the place comes to life. This is the time when legends and stories are revived, although some mysteries are still kept and may never be uncovered. The state of San Luis Potosí is known for its colonial charm, natural beauty, preserved history, and traditions. This is where you will find Real de Catorce, a little town hidden between the mountains, elevated 1.7 miles above the ground, right beside the healing energy of the desert, the place where the ethnic people, Huicholes, have their sacred place. The easiest access to this Pueblo Mágico is through the 1.4 miles of the Ogarrio Tunnel, which is over 110 years old. At first glance, one might think there is not much to see or to be done in this town, but this isn't the case at all. For starters, you can tour around the area while visiting emblematic buildings such as the Parroquia de la Purísima Concepción, Parish of the Immaculate Conception, the Bull Ring, and the Casa de la Moneda Cultural Center. For an adventurous activity, take a tour to the desert on the way to Wirikuta, Huicholes' sacred ceremonial place, where you can explore the area on the horseback, walking, or on a vehicle. The desert is also a perfect place to camp and contemplate the stars at night, and the scenery and the views are simply breathtaking. If you don't feel like sleeping, sit back and enjoy the sight. I suggest you rise and shine early. It's well worth it since you'll get the chance of witnessing an impressive sunrise in the midst of the mountains and with the entire town at your feet. A radiant light providing energy and getting the positive vibes from the healing spirit of the desert. Real de Catorce allows you to live an amazing experiences, delight your palate with great food, and also hear interesting stories and legends. It is a different place where you will feel a mystical energy and also have time to relax and clear your mind. Try it, dare your senses, and enjoy. Now let's travel to Mexico City, to a magical place named Coyoacan. The historical center of Coyoacan is a fundamental piece of Mexico City, considered to be one of the intellectual and bohemian corners of the capital. Historical characters, national and foreign, have made their homes in this neighborhood, which was designated as a Barrio Mágico Magical neighborhood by the city in 2011. There you will see the museums of Anahuacalli, of Leon Trotsky, the famous Frida Kahlo Museum, the National Museum of Interventions, the Watercolor Museum, the Automobile Museum, the Museum of Popular Culture, among others. You can also visit the famous kiosk, which is surrounded by vendors, and don't forget the houses of the Camilos, the Colorada House, the Municipal House, the House of Diego Ordaz, of Indio Fernandez, among others. You can also find the General Vicente Guerrero Library and the regional zoo Los Coyotes, where you can appreciate the native fauna of the Mexico Valley. Across the San Juan Bautista Church, you can find a little tram, which for 60 pesos will take you around Coyoacan with a guide that will explain you a little history about this place. If you'd rather have a beer, a pulque, or a mezcal, you should try La Coyoacanita, a famous bar of the area where you can sit back and appreciate the view, recap a little bit, and relax. If after all that you want to do is eat something, you can go to Food Market of Coyoacan, where you will find pozole, chapulines, which are grasshoppers, quesadillas, and other typical Mexican dishes. Everything is surrounded by food cars, where you can buy esquites, which are grains of corn boiled in salted water, hot cakes, typical goodies, and much more. Make sure you visit the famous El Jarocho Coffee House, an iconic place of Coyoacan, where you will taste some of the best coffee there is. And if what you want to do is to go shopping, you can also visit the market located at the center of Coyoacan in a small plaza, where you can find clothing, shoes, craft, toys, accessories, and many other things. If you ever visit Mexico City, don't miss this fundamental piece of this huge metropolis, where you can appreciate a little of what it is and what it was. Mexico is a country full of traditions and landscapes that will take your breath away. But there's also many places here that are less known even to those who have already visited. Join me as I take you to 5 spots in Mexico, beautiful and hidden that seem drawn from a movie. The first one is Cenote Zamula in Yucatan. Yucatan is a state with a variety of natural landscapes, with the ubiquitous cenotes standing out as one of the most unique features. One such cenote is Zamula, located near the city of Valladolid, 1 kilometer from the town of Sinop. In an underground cavern, the turquoise color of the water is early illuminated by sunlight entering through a small orifice at the top. Another place is Hierve el Agua in Valley of Mitla in Oaxaca. These petrified falls were formed thousands of years ago from the runoff of carbonated water. The water descends from wall springs located on the top, over 50 meters high. The wellspring from which the water originates is currently used as a warm water pool where people can swim and admire this beautiful landscape from the front row. Next, the Nevado de Toluca lagoons in the state of Mexico. They are known as the Lagoon of the Sun and the Lagoon of the Moon, 2 potable water formations separated by a lava vault located in the crater at the top of the Nevado de Toluca. The lagoons are not very deep but are good for fishing or diving. Another place is Puente de Dios in San Luis Potosí. This beautiful place was created by the strength of the water from the river Tamazopo, which eroded the rock from the 2 hills, creating a natural bridge. The same process also created a big blue and crystalline water pond, 20 meters deep, very similar to a cenote, surrounded by vegetation, an ideal place to relax and swim. And finally, the Prismas Basálticos de Santa María Regla in Huasca de Ocampo in Hidalgo. These basalt columns are stone creatures resulting from the cooling of lava millions of years ago. They decorate the gully of Alcholoya, which features 4 waterfalls with water sourced from the San Antonio Regia Dam Falls. Around the prisons is an area where people can camp with restaurants, pools, art crafts stores, sport fields, horseback rides, and boat tours around the dam. We'll be right back with more information on Mexico and the Riviera Maya after these brief commercials. Stay with us.
Audio Jungle.